Hi everybody, my name is Leila and welcome back to the 8th episode of Diary of a Wavy Girl. And if you'll notice today, my hair isn't actually all that wavy. I sat in front of a fan. This is freshly washed hair, and I sat in front of a fan to dry it out, brushed it with a wide tooth comb. But you'll notice underneath my top layer here, let's see if I can do this. There is still some wave in there because my goal was not to straighten it out. It's just what happens when I don't air dry it, but when I actually use some sort of forced air, like with a hair dryer on cold or a fan, I have to brush my hair because I don't know if you can tell, my strands, each and every strand is baby fine. And so any air put on it makes it tangle incredibly. So I have to brush it while I'm air drying it. And when I'm using that tension, kind of pulling on it, I mean, not like tugging, but just this constant motion of this with the air, it causes my hair to straighten. So, you know, no need really for flat irons, and I'm not that petty about waves underneath. So, anyway. Oh yeah, and I've got some fairy godmother hairs coming in. That's what I choose to call them. And I actually like keeping them. I'm not pulling them out, and I'm not dyeing them because I don't want that white dye line. I know I've mentioned that before. Also, a fun thing for me is that, let me see if I can find it. I have a couple really, really long ones in here that are the same length as the rest of my hair. And for me, okay, you know how they say, like, your hair will only grow for a certain number of years before it comes out? I am marking this in years to see exactly how long it takes for these hairs to fall out. This one started when I lived in South Korea. And so that was, is it 3 years ago now? 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago maybe. And so I know that from here all the way out, that's 3.5 years worth of growth, which is pretty impressive. So anyway, all right, now let's get down to what I really wanted to talk about today. Okay, my last episode, I talked about the fact that a friend gave me a controversial surprise, which were full products, and it is called Monat, not Monat. And so I wanted to do my honest review on this. I am not a rep, and I'm not being paid for this review. I wasn't even pressured to do one. So, you know, there will be good things I talk about, and there will be some maybe not so desirable things I'll talk about. Okay. So, the only product I won't review is the 2-in-1 that you saw in my last video, simply because I hadn't read the letter yet from my friend Esther, and that product was actually for my husband. So, he uses that, and he finds a significant reduce in dandruff, and he's got like chronic scalp issues, and so that was great. So, okay. Let's talk about Renew shampoo. And I have no idea if in this camera this is being spelled forward or backwards. If it's backwards, I apologize, but I'll let you know it's Renew shampoo. With each of these shampoos, okay, with this shampoo, you have to massage it into your scalp and then leave it on for about 2 minutes, then rinse it out and then repeat. So for me, I would say within the first scrub, your scalp feels incredibly clean, and second time around, it just kind of helps clean everything else out of your scalp and your hair. And yeah, it does feel good. The only thing I don't like is that it takes up an awful lot of time. But other than that, I do like it. Even though it's called Renew shampoo and it says it's supposed to moisturize, shine, and strengthen, my hair still feels really dry after that. But my hair has never ever felt moisturized after using a shampoo other than the Shea products. So, but for the most part, this is a win. The other thing is it does. One of the claims on Monat is that they say no to toxic ingredients and that they're cruelty-free and 100% vegan. And I don't know if you guys can read this clearly, but it does list which items that this shampoo does not contain. And that seems pretty good until you get into some of the conditioners that actually contain EDTA, which is a harmful chemical and has been known to cause fertility issues, among other things. And so that's one thing where I feel like they're honest-ish, but not 100%, because there actually are a couple chemicals in some of the products that could be, you know, non-desirable in a product. So, however, this shampoo does not contain that. Okay, so for the most part, this shampoo is a win. Alright, then let's get into Super Moisture Mask. You will always put a mask on before you do your conditioning treatment, so you'd shampoo first, and then you put a mask on. So you would squeeze, just kind of squeeze the excess water out of your hair, you put on a mask, leave it on for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then rinse it thoroughly. Again, it does take a lot of time, but this does leave your hair feeling pretty good afterwards. For me, it did leave my hair feeling okay. At first, I didn't realize I was supposed to follow up with a conditioner, so my hair still felt kind of dry until I was told, well, wait, what about the rest of your conditioner? And I kind of went, oh yeah, that. So I have a really, really good rep who's been helping me every step of the way with my products. So the hair mask, Super Moisture Mask, this is pretty good. All right, Revitalize Conditioner. This claims that it helps increase hair density, strength, and manageability. And then it says the same thing, I think, in Spanish and maybe French. But for this, again, after you shampoo, after you use the mask, you would massage this in, maybe leave it in for a minute or two, and then rinse it out. Alright, so let me talk about this a little bit. Okay, after using this, I did not actually feel like my hair was stronger. I didn't necessarily feel like my hair was any denser or more manageable. It was just for me, it was just like a general conditioner. So for me, this was not the ideal product, and I'll get into why in just a second. But let's move on. Then I tried Rejuvenate Split End Mender. So for me, I do have chronic split ends, and I've started using this split ender tool, which I absolutely love, and it really helps limit how much hair breakage I have going up my hair, so it really can continue to grow out long. The Split End Mender, you put this in every 3 hair washes. So you would put this in after you condition your hair, get out, towel dry your hair, or use like a cotton t-shirt like I use. Get out excess water, put this in first before you follow up with any other products, whether it's a leave-in conditioner or a hair serum, hair oil, something like that. Put this in first, and you wait for about a minute, brush it through your hair, and then continue with other products. I like how this makes my hair feel. For me, this feels like an added conditioner. As for if it's actually mended split ends, for me, I don't know. I have not noticed a significant difference there, and I'll just be honest with that. However, I do like it, and I do continue to use it. And then we've got, like, their holy grail of oil here, the Rejuvenate by Monat. This stuff smells like lemons, because there is lemon oil in it. Now, I have used almost every single drop. There's very little left in here that I have left to use. I actually don't want to try to even show you how much, because if it falls out, then I won't have any left. Okay, so let's talk about this. This, they claim you can use this on just about anything. You could use it on your face. You could use it on your fingernails, like on your cuticles. You can use it on cracked heels. You can use it anywhere, and you can use it in your hair. Some people also, in instructions I've seen, some people use this on their dog. So, I do like this oil. It's very nourishing. As far as putting it into my hair, when I was using Revitalize Conditioner, I will say that this didn't really do anything for me. I didn't feel like it added much. It seemed to add some weight and oiliness, and that was about it, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And so I had a really hard time falling in love with this at first. So I would massage it into my scalp like an oil treatment and then wash it out with shampoos, and that felt great. And I will mention the fact that along with this, I guess I can't set that there. Along with this, yes, you can oil your hair first. If you're into hair oiling, you can most certainly oil your hair first, because with the shampoo, you have to shampoo twice anyway, which is exactly what you have to do to get the oils out. So there's no real loss there. So yes, I do still continue with hair oiling, not as often as I used to. I used to do it twice a week. Now maybe I'll do it once a week or every other week, just depending. But I will say straight away, that's something I really, really missed, because that was time for me, time to just let loose, literally let my hair down and just really relax and do something for myself that felt great and I knew would further benefit me down the road. So it is something I could continue to do twice a week if I wanted to. I've just been an incredibly busy person. But I will say hair oiling in addition doesn't hurt it. Now let's get back into this. Rejuvenate, was that right? I'm so afraid I'm gonna say it wrong. Rejuvenate actually contains a lot of the oils that are recommended to put in the scalp to enhance scalp health, follicle health, encourage growth, and just encourage overall health and shine, strength to your hair. So this has a lot of things in it that I was already using, like the carrot seed oil, olive oil, and just many other things. I can't think of them off the top of my head, and I don't have the box with me to read you everything, but if you see other hair tutorials online that talk about the kinds of oils they use, chances are something like that, similar to that, or that very same product is actually in this. So that is something I did like, is they basically stuck to what people are already doing for their hair. They simply added scientific technology to it and amped it up a bit. So that's a win for this. All right, let's get back to the Revitalize Conditioner now. When using this, like I said, I didn't feel like my hair was getting any more moisturized. It didn't feel healthy. In fact, after I'd get out of the shower, after washing my hair felt so dry and parched, even with using this, even with using Rejuvenate beads, which I found I really had to do almost every single time I washed my hair, because my hair actually started splitting more. And it actually got so dry to the point where it began to feel like straw and began breaking. When I'd brush it, I started noticing a lot of hair shed. Now I know they say with Monat, like when you start using it, you might go through detox, which is where your scalp might feel super oily at first, and then after that your scalp might feel itchy and then flaky, and then after that you're fine. Now for me, because I'm already using all natural products, I didn't have that detox. So anyway, okay, so with itchy scalp for a while there, yes, it did itch a little bit, and yes, it did start to flake a little bit. But some of that had to do, I think, with this. I was applying this to my scalp because the instructions said to. However, prior to this, I wasn't using conditioner in my scalp. You know, I would only use it on the lengths. And so when this began making my hair dry and brittle and actually breaking, I contacted my rep, who was very, very attentive and really listened. And that's an important thing. If you're gonna do Monat products, make sure you find somebody who's really listening to you. They really care. They're not just in it for commissions, but they really want to make sure that you love the products, because if you don't, it's not gonna benefit them. It's not going to help to promote a product or speak highly of it whatsoever. So because of this, she told me instantly to stop using this. So I completely stopped, and this is what she told me to do. I didn't have to worry about that. As for, there's a hair in my mouth, sorry. Okay, that's something that happens when you have long hair. You find it in weird places sometimes. My hair feels fine when I use a wide tooth comb. Okay, let's start this over.